And let me see the agenda real quick. Yes. I'll give it right back to you. All righty, let's go on the record in petition 25-P-1658. Mr. Whitcomb is here for the petitioner. Mr. Whitcomb?
Thank you, Alice. My clients are moving to continue the petition this evening. As Your Honor is aware, the Palmyra Township has the opportunity to object to the petition. The township did not object to it. However, they indicated that they would like to have a further hearing on it. My clients would like to have that further hearing to hopefully get the support of the township before proceeding before the county. So I would ask that we continue the hearing for 1 month.
Anybody have an objection to the continuance? Seeing no objection, I will grant the continuance. As of now, this matter is reset to March 25th, 2026 at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Whitcomb. That's it for that petition. All right, let's go on the record in petition 25-P-1659. Mr. Frankie, can you come forward? Would you mind sitting in the chair by the microphone? Sure. Do you have any opening statements, or do you want to just provide some testimony in support of your petition?
Yeah, I can support it. Yep.
Okay, would you mind stand and be sworn by the court reporter, please?
Sure. I do.
Thank you, sir. Can you state your name?
Todd Frankie,
Can you spell your first and last name, please?
Toddfranque.
And where do you live?
1988 Mound Hill Road, Dixon.
And what is the nature of your special use permit?
To run my TM paving business out of.
You're asking for a skilled trade special use permit?
Yes,
Have you reviewed the skilled trade special use permit statute?
yes,
That's County Code 10-9-2. Does that sound right?
yes.
Before we get started in that, Ms. Henkel, do you have any documentation you'd like to provide to the zoning hearing officer?
Sorry, yes, I have a set of exhibits.
And what are those exhibits?
Would you like me to go through each one?
Briefly, please.
Yep. Exhibit number 1 is a copy of the petition for special use permit. Exhibit number 2 is the copy of the hearing agenda that was posted to the board chair's bulletin board and to the Lee County website on February 9, 2026. Exhibit 3 is a notice of the public hearing that was sent to the newspaper. Exhibit number 4 is a copy of the certificate of publication. It was
I'm gonna
published.
Interrupt you, I apologize. We go off the record real quick. Do you want me to close the doors? Can you hear okay? Okay.
The notice of, or the certificate of publication, it was published, notice of this hearing was published in the Dixon Telegraph on February 10, 2026. Exhibit 5 is the notice of public hearing that was mailed to the adjacent property owners. Exhibit 6 is a list of the adjacent property owners, the certified mail receipts, and the green card or tracking history. These were mailed via certified mail through the United States Postal Service on February 6, 2026. Exhibit 7 is a notice of the public hearing that was posted at the property. Exhibit number 8 is an affidavit of posting and the photos of the posting at the property. This was done on February 10, 2026. Exhibit number 9 is a copy of the letters to the District 4 County Board members. Exhibit 10 is copies of the letter to county officials. Exhibit 11 is letter to the township officials. Exhibit 12 is the Lee County Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map. Exhibit 13 is the findings of fact as considered by myself as the zoning administrator. Exhibit 14 are the due process standards as considered by myself as the zoning administrator. And Exhibit 15 is the letter of no objection from Palmyra Township.
Alrighty, and are you asking those to be entered into evidence?
Yes,
Is
please.
there any objection to entering exhibits 1 through 15 into evidence? Seeing no objections, the exhibits are entered into evidence and made part of the record. Mr. Frankie, can you tell us briefly what your paving company does?
We do small asphalt driveways, paved with asphalt, and we seal coat.
How many people do you employ?
My 2 sons and another guy.
And do you live on site where you're wanting the special use permit to be granted?
Yes,
Does anybody live there with you?
my wife and my daughter.
Are either of them employees of the company?
No.
Do you have an expectation that there would be an employee on site kind of during business hours, or are they usually on jobs?
They're out in the field.
And you don't store the asphalt there, correct?
No,
Where do you get the asphalt?
depends on where I'm working. I go to Martin in Oregon. I go to Case Corner in the west end of Sterling, and I go to Helm on Palmyra Township there.
And when you're done with the job, does the machinery get cleaned?
I'm sorry?
When you're done with the job, how does the machinery get cleaned?
We spray down before we put it on the trailer at the job.
And do you have an expectation that you would be cleaning the equipment while it is stored at your house facility?
I mean, if there's a chunk of asphalt, yes, I'll probably take it out at my house.
And if there's trash in the cab of a truck, you would throw that
Yeah.
away, correct?
Yes,
You don't have an expectation of power washing the equipment there or anything like that?
I mean, I keep stuff clean. I mean, my trucks, I wash them. Yeah,
Um,
not every day, but once in a while, if they're really, can't see out the windows, I'll spray them down. Yeah,
And does spraying it down, does that introduce any caustic chemicals or anything into the groundwater that you're aware of?
no,
Is there an opportunity to clean the equipment if it's dirty at one of the facilities you get the asphalt from?
yes,
And do you spray something on the truck or where you're hauling the asphalt before you load the asphalt?
yes, every plant's got a spray down beforehand.
And that keeps most of the asphalt from sticking to the truck?
Yes, sir.
And that material, though, you wouldn't store that at your facility, that's stored at the plant, correct?
The leftovers?
I'm sorry, that was a bad question. The material you use to spray down the truck, you spray that down immediately before loading the asphalt into your truck,
Yes.
correct? So
Yeah.
the material that they use to spray down, that's not stored at your facility, that would be stored at the plant.
Yes,
You don't have a storefront or anything here, is that correct?
no,
Are you familiar with the letter of recommendation from Palmyra Township?
yes,
They had recommended that if you cease operating the company or the company ceases to exist, that the special use permit would also terminate at that time. Would you have an objection to that?
no, unless, didn't they say something about if it's turned over to a family member or something, or?
So it would not cease to exist at that point. Are you asking that the special use permit run with the business as long as the business satisfies all the requirements of the special use permit?
Yes,
It would, okay.
because that was brought up. My son is 30, 31, and I'm an old man, so I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go as long as I can,
Okay,
but he plans on taking it over someday. But that's down the road.
but you're asking that the special use permit be granted in such a way that it would be able to be transferred to him?
Yes.
And you are correct. The letter does indicate that there, no objection is conditioned on if the business ceases operation or ownership is transferred to anyone other than the current owner or his or her heirs. Do you have anything else that you want me to know as a zoning hearing officer?
No.
Ms. Henkel, do you have any questions of this witness?
With regards to storage of your equipment, you store everything indoors currently?
Mainly in the winter, there might be some dump trucks sent out through the summer, but they're all tucked in back and, you know,
During the summer, though, you have frequent jobs, so does the equipment move on a regular basis?
yes.
I have nothing further.
I don't have anything based on that. Ms. Hinkle, would you like to testify?
I can, if you would like me to do so.
I have one question, if you wouldn't mind being sworn in, let me ask it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Of course, my one question needs a bunch of preamble. Can you state your name, please?
Alice Hinkle,
And where do you work?
Lee County.
What do you do for Lee County?
I'm the zoning administrator.
With regard to this petition, have you been contacted by any of the neighbors of Mr. Frankie?
No.
That was my one question. Do you have any questions based on that to Ms. Hinkle?
No.
Okay. All right. So the way this process works is I write a report and I give it to the board. I'm going to try to have that done in a couple of weeks to get it to Ms. Hinkle, to get to the board in time for her to discuss it with her committee. The way the statute is written, the recommendation of a special use permit, a special use permit would usually come with some conditions. So like we talked about, it would only continue with the company if one of your heirs takes over the company and some things like that.
Okay.
So that would be what we call just some limitations on the special use permit. And that is up to the county board. That's not up to me. It's not up to Ms. Hinkle. They decide that process. So I have enough information for me to write my report, and I will write that and give it to Ms. Hinkle. She will probably reach out to you when she gets it, give you a copy as the way she's done it in the past. But again, it's up to the county board to decide whether to grant the special use permit.
Did Palmyra have anything bad to say about me or?
But the only thing they said is what you had already indicated, and what I read into the record is that they have no objection to it. They don't want you to be able to sell it to somebody else and have them continue on with the business.
Okay.
Could-
Gotcha. Thank you.
Could I comment on the comments made by Palmyra Township?
They're part of the record, or did they comment in addition to their letter?
He had asked if they had had any comments. I was just going to explain to him what was relayed during the meeting.
That's not part of my record, so I'd be happy for you to have that conversation with them after the fact.
Sure thing.
But the record's going to reflect that their letter of no objection is what their stance is.
So you already have that?
I already have that. That's part of the record.
All right,
Yeah, so
thank
they
you.
sent it to Ms. Hinkle. Ms. Hinkle provided it today, and that's part of the record.
Yeah.
And again, a letter of no objection is silly ways that lawyers make people do stuff. That's their way of saying we don't object.
Okay.
That's
Thank you.
not a bad thing. That's just how they do it.
Thank you.
All right, this matter is done. That's the last piece on the agenda, and we are in recess